Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders right now. Commanders are anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 point favorites over the Browns, a total of 40. This was not news to anybody who was paying attention, but it is officially official. They are going to stay with Carson Wentz, who replaced Taylor Heineke last week in the middle of the game. So Carson Wentz comes in. Wentz was going for about 248, 1.7 touchdowns, and one full pick per start in 6 starts to open the season. This Commanders team has not scored more than 20 points in 5 straight games. So, Steven, if we take a look, I talked about there are a lot of different ugly hold your nose teaser legs that you got to play this week. And unfortunately, this is one for me. The Browns getting 8.5 in a game with a 40 total, in which I'm going to at least be the beneficiary of at least one turnover, if not more. Wentz is going to either fumble or throw a pick. It's going to happen. So I'm going to gain a possession. They're going to lose a possession, all those different things. And like I just mentioned, the Commanders hadn't scored more than 20 points in 5 straight games. Browns suck, but if you give me 8.5, I think it's just something I got to do.
So a lot of quarterbacks have played in the NFL this season. So if we just lower the bar to minimum 50 plays this year, you had to have played 50 plays in the NFL this season. Carson Wentz is not inside the top 30 for either completion percentage over expected or EPA and CPOE composite. By comparison, Taylor Heineke has had a positive completion percentage over expected. Now, the market believes there isn't a big difference between these two quarterbacks. The line really hasn't moved that much. If anything, it's moved a little bit towards Cleveland. So, in my opinion, I think Wentz and his arm talent and the speed they have on the outside maybe raises the ceiling a little bit for this Washington offense. But I also think it lowers, or at least maintains, the still very low floor of turnover-worthy plays that we saw with Taylor Heineke. So I agree with you. I also have the Cleveland Browns as a teaser leg this week, and that's kind of just how I feel about the Carson Wentz situation. I don't think it's a big improvement for them, and it will be absolutely hilarious to me if he takes a team that is currently in the playoff picture in the final 2 weeks of the season and submarines them out of the playoff picture for a second season in a row.
Look, I've seen enough of this team to know that they're not likely to win a game at margin. And I understand, right. Adam, look, the Browns have been terrible, and certainly Deshaun Watson has been terrible, but Nick Chubb has said he's going to play the rest of the season. He doesn't care. He wants to play the last couple of games. That's a bonus for us if we're doing that. And weirdly enough, the Browns defense has been a little bit better of late. I mean, they were just a sieve at the beginning of the season where everybody was doing whatever they wanted to against them, and they've at least gotten a little bit better too over the course of everything. I mean, since week 12, they are actually the 8th defense DVOA in the NFL. So they figured at least something out on that side of the ball, which leads me to believe that we might see yet another game in which the Commanders don't score more than 20 points. And if they don't score more than 20 points, they are not likely to cover an 8.5 point spread that I would get in a teaser leg.
I power rate this game a pick. Deshaun Watson is better than any version of Carson Wentz. Cleveland plus 8.5 teaser next game.
Oh, there it is, fellas. There it is, folks. Quick and to the point.